in the building today, we got someone, you know what I mean, who's been, doing his thing, racking up the numbers as far as the online trajectory, making a bag of noise. And you know what I'm saying, like credit to himself. We got a man like Skore Beezy in the building today.
Bro,
Are you telling me, my boy?
That's
It's bless, yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man.
Nah, gratitude, man. Blessings. Like, obviously, appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Fucking with us today on Vlad TV. And basically, we're just going to get into your story pretty much today, you know what I mean? Like, talk about, obviously, the artistry and, your experiences. And yeah, so, boom, if you was to take it all the way back, you know what I mean? And if you was to tell me, like, where you was born and, your earliest memories of your childhood.
All right, cool. So I was born in London. I was born in East as it goes. So family was living in East, but they moved to South when I was about probably 1 or 2. So I can't even remember all that East lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So I moved to South, Clapham Junction, where I'm from. And literally the earliest memory I can think of is little things like nursery, primary school, but not memories that stick in it, just little things, innit? From early days, yeah. But just growing up, man, just growing up in the South.
Like normal, like going to
Yeah,
school.
literally just school, youth clubs, whatever.
I feel you. So obviously you gave Clapham a mention. So that's obviously where you're from.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your experiences growing up in a place like Clapham?
It depends, bro. Like, if we're talking on a whole scale, like looking at it now, madness, you get me? Like, from what I've seen, just the hood stuff, like, it's mad, you get me? Like, obviously everyone will say, oh, my hood this, my hood that, but everything, like, literally, like, man, seen everything on the block, everything you can think of, you know what I'm saying? So, for me, it was very intense. I wouldn't say it was mad, like, poverty, like, obviously, no, I don't think no one was mad rich, but no one's family was mad rich around, man, innit? But it's like, it wasn't hungry, like you're seeing man do that, you know what I'm saying? So, jungle, I'd say it's just a jungle.
Jungle, I feel you. So like, as far as the area, like, would you say there's something that stuck with you, like, when you realize, like, oh, like, it's really real where I'm from, sort of thing, innit? Being where you're obviously residing.
You know where it is? See, the type of person I am, it's like, I see things and it's like, I don't dwell too much. You get me? So, little things did. So, like, obviously, you'll see like, olders them days. Like, them days, them man's looking at olders, running round the ends with mashes out, chasing this guy, gunshots going off, but you don't know what's going on, innit? So, you're just seeing it. Then you're seeing crackers, but you don't understand at a young age why they, obviously some of them don't look like that, but why the ones that do look and act like that. So you're just mad curious, you know what I'm saying? So you see things and you're just curious. Things that stuck, like, it's just probably like stuff like that, man.
I feel you. No, I respect it still, man. And like, on this kind of platform, I feel like, it's always good to give honorable mentions, you know what I mean? So me personally, when I think of Clapham, musically, I could take it as back as like So Solid Crew.
Yeah, 100.
That's
the block though. They're from like man's estate.
Yeah.
So they are like they put it on, innit?
So what estate is that?
Winstanley estate.
Winstanley estate.
Yeah.
So
but the whole of Battersea, like the difference between man is like man's area. I see all these other areas like they got bare passer in one area, like. Man's whole area is man. Like, obviously, you might have 1 or 2 people who want to go against the grain or act silly or whatever, but in general, Battersea's man's, innit? So, yeah, like, they might not have been from that one estate, but all over Battersea, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're quite a big collective, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
massive. I think Asher's from Peckham, no?
Yeah,
so it's like, they did reach out with other ends, but it's mainly like Mega Man, G-Man, all of them, they're from the block.
Facts, yeah, because obviously, they always give a mention to obviously back home being Clapham. And obviously, they are in possession of like us, like when you have that song, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
like, because it's debatable whether they had that song or they were just massive. Because obviously 21 Seconds is a massive song,
100,
right? But I believe they were massive in
I believe so
in
too.
general. Like the impact they had was massive apart from just that single, innit?
100%.
You get
And
me?
I was trying to allude to the fact that I feel like that's what kind of got them to be
Yeah,
in
of
a
course,
place where now
probably.
they can showcase what they can do.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if man know, they got more hits than 21
Yeah,
Seconds.
of course, that's what I'm saying.
I'll definitely go on record
And it's
to say
like
that.
them days there.
Do you
It's
get
like
it?
for them to bust with a song like 21 Seconds, mad still. Mad like them days there.
So I remember like obviously when that song dropped, bro, like and how impactful it was because that song is getting put on certain platforms. I thought I would have never seen someone like, you know, who comes from a place like myself, like to be on. Like obviously I'm gonna show my age a little bit now, but I can go back to, you know, shows like Top of the Pops.
Yeah,
like,
I can't lie, I was super young when all these So Solid were doing their thing, but blood, sometimes I think, bro, imagine if I was a decent age when all that was going on. When I watch certain things like them going up at the Brits, like you just think, fam, imagine man grew up at that age
and you're from
with them, like that would have been mad. You get me? But
yeah, you would have probably had a verse on the 21.
Yeah, man would have had the verse 100%. You get me?
Nah, that's a fact. So like obviously now going through the paces a little bit, as far as you being like a youngster, we're talking like the pre-teen sort of area. What was the kind of things you'd say you was into? Was it like a sports thing? Had the music start? Football, yeah? Yeah, talk about
I've been on like obviously the name Skore. That's literally kind of where it generated from. You get me?
Oh, okay.
But football's been. I've been a fan of football since I was probably like 5 years old or something. Like young days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Proper like just watching every game. Like, you get me? Like football. If anything, it was football. Music as well, though. I can't lie to you. I've always liked music. Like I ain't always made music, but I've always liked music.
I feel you. So that's basically where the name comes from. Skore, like
football. Yeah.
Football.
Started as football, and then it's kind of like it kind of just sort of carried on, innit?
Okay.
Score, innit? It's just.
So you say you're scoring them goals, like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You was a 30-year season man, like.
Boy, I can't lie to you, I'm a number 10 still, so I'm an assist man, but same way I was just, you know what I'm saying? It fitted more than calling myself assist or something, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely, most definitely, yeah, still. So, I mean, like, obviously, not even to beat around the bush, but we know, obviously, inner city London, you know, like, man, them obviously are not shy to no trouble. You know what I mean? So obviously, people obviously go through their paces, they go through their experiences as far as just being like in the end sort of thing.
Testing the waters and stuff.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So obviously, you're someone, you know, it's fair to say you got into trouble pretty early sort of thing, innit? Yeah, you know what I mean? So
I can't lie. I would say the average age. I wouldn't say quite early because, bruv, I've heard a certain, like, people I chat to, certain people, I've been on the road from 9 years old. I've been on the road, bruv, I was a good youth at 9. Like, I don't know
100%.
what man's talking about, you know what I'm saying? But that's their life, innit? But I think the normal age is people tend to make that decision 13, 14. Year 9 is a proper peak, yeah. Like, year 8, year 9, that's the transformation years, you get me? So you either go that way or you go that way.
That's a really good assessment. So obviously,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So obviously, being in your shoes, obviously, you know, you chose a way, and obviously, you know, paid the consequences. Obviously, so so obviously, you basically did a bid. You know what I'm saying? You got birded. Like, so how old was you when you done your first one?
My first jail sentence, I just turned 18.
Okay, so basically, you would have got taken to a youth offenders, I would imagine.
No, so what it was, imagine I'd done the offence when I was 17, but man was on bail.
Okay.
So my other co-defendants were younger than me. So I had just turned 18, so they classed me as an adult. They classed me as a young offender adult, 18 to 21. So I went to a double A cat.
Okay.
And all the rest of my co-Ds, they went to youth offender jails. You know what I'm saying? So I started like that.
I mean, that's pretty mad.
Yeah, no, mad. The first jail I went to was Wood Hill, which is a double A cat prison, which is like the Belmarsh of Milton Keynes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you. So like, I mean, being at that age as well, like, and then getting put basically with like the older, do you know what I mean? Like big man.
Lifers, bro, double A cats.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well.
I'm seeing them, you know, like Midlands, people that are like up kind of like just outside London, they'll all go there. Obviously the London ones will go Belmarsh. So you're seeing, man, because it's not even London news up there, it's some Anglia news or whatever. So you're seeing, man, that's down the corridor that they're talking about has done 7 shootings in the last month, shot 3 man in this yard. You're coming out and my man's just there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of mad still for first jail experience.
100%. So I want to pose a question, like, how was your head at that point? Like, getting the knowledge that you're gonna go to the big leagues, basically.
Like I said to you, I'm kind of like, I'm not a dweller. I'm like, it's what it is. Like, It is what it is. You have to make it what it is, literally, and that's just how I kind of go through life, especially prison.
I feel you. Yeah, like, I mean, that's a good
You
way
get
to
me?
look at it still, and that probably helped you as well, innit? Like,
Definitely, man.
you know what
I just got on with it, man. Literally, just got on with who I got on with, kept myself to myself, and then eventually they moved me out of that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So in total, so you've been to jail like what, twice? Would you say? No?
5 times.
5 times. Okay. So obviously, would you say they were close together? Like you were just kept like reoffending kind of thing?
Convicted 3 times. 2 times I was put in prison for such stuff that's not even nothing to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So the space between them is kind of varied, man. It's kind of mad because it's like I went jail first time. I came out for like a year and a half. Then I went back in for a few years. Came out for 3 years. Then I went back in, come out for 2 years. Then I went back in, come out for 2 weeks. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's mad. There's no structure. There's no pattern to it. It's just,
I feel you.
Yeah. It's your time. It's your time.
Short time effects. Yeah. So I mean, at that point, it's like fair to say like you were just basically like out here sort of thing, and
yeah,
asserting yourself.
The life
like,
was chose.
The life, yeah.
I was consequences I had to deal with. You get me? It's life, you know.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So I mean, if we're gonna talk prison, right? Like thinking about it on like a global level, like obviously it would differ from place to place. So in a place like America, from what I understand, like how it's run is basically either races, so you know, obviously white people, black people, that sort of thing. And I believe on the East Coast is more like gang orientated. So you got your Bloods, your Latin Kings, and you know what I mean, these type of things. So how, as far as the people who haven't been to prison, how would you describe like how's the pattern mostly in like UK jails?
If I'm honest, it all does depend what jail you're in, innit? So it does all depend what jail you're in. But more time, wings are run by whoever the majority of people are there. So like, for example, there's five youths from East on that wing. Or if there's in the jail, let's say there's 30 youths from one end in that jail, more time, they might not be pressuring everyone, but they've got the jail pattern, innit? It's going against that is not on the card. So more time, that's how it kind of runs. But you can cut through and do your sentence in England.
I feel you.
I feel like you can do that anywhere, innit? But I feel like in England, it's like anyway, it's like school. It's literally like school. You get bullies, you get man that keep themselves to themselves. You get man that are just funny and everyone is calm with them because they're just a funny you. Then you get man who think they're bad. Then you get man who are, you know what I'm saying? Literally, it's literally like school, innit? It's literally kind of similar.
It's a fair assessment still. So
it's like, you know how school is, you might have the rude boys that are the most popular kind of thing, and you would say they run the school, but you know what I'm saying?
So you would say it's more like an area thing, innit?
Depends what jail you're in and what time you're in a jail, because like man's been in a jail where it's predominantly an East jail. 6 months later, it's a South jail. Like, it just depends when you get there, innit? And what's going on when you're there, innit?
Okay, I feel you. And as far as like you know, you obviously being over there, like, could you say like, as far as you doing your bird, like, was there people that we might know today that you was banged up with?
Yeah, Potter's probably the only one.
Okay.
Potter Paper, it's my bro.
So you met him in jail?
I wouldn't say I met him in jail, because I've seen him on road. I've had previous conversations with him, but we wasn't how we are without jail, if you get what I'm saying.
I feel you.
So yeah, that kind of like made us start talking more, innit?
100%.
We did speak before, but it wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, big up Potter, man. He's, you know what I'm saying, he's doing a lot right now.
Kept focused.
You know what I mean? Yeah, literally one-way traffic sort of thing. So now there was a particular time where obviously you was released there, and something happened where you got recalled, and then you had to go back. So was it at this point, because there was a video that surfaced of yourself, and you was in your cell and you was rapping. Was that from when you got recalled and went back in?
Is that the I Spy thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I got recalled.
Yeah, so you was back in prison at that point, and then obviously the I Spy by Krypton Conan, instrumental, you was rapping on it. So what was, I mean, did you release that yourself when you was there?
No comment.
I feel
But
you.
yeah, someone released
released it
on my behalf, you get me?
Okay. So, I mean, would you say at that point that's when you thought, okay, like let me try to go for this music thing, kind of like let me
No,
kind of
I
get
was
my feet wet?
playing.
Oh, you was playing. Okay.
Playing about, I literally liked the beat. Banged up. I was in a like annoyed place. I just thought, let me just write quickly, man. Let me take my brain off all this bullshit. Like, man, literally come out after two and a half years and got recalled in 2 weeks. So I had the potential of doing my whole license straight away, basically. You know what I'm saying? So kind of, I'll just play on. But it did get a good reception. So
most definitely.
you
I
get,
mean,
bro, I had govs coming up to me on the wings. That's what I'm saying. Like it was all mad. You get me?
Okay.
So that's when I was like,
100%. And the Govs are obviously for our overseas viewership. The Govs
officers, yeah, prison officers.
Yeah, the screws basically, like kind of thing, innit? So, okay, so they was coming up to you, say, yo, like
Bro,
you
I
was
was talking
going
about,
hard.
yeah, we had a meeting about your Instagram, blah, blah, blah. You know, obviously, what they're running it. But a couple of them are literally like, no, they're normal people, innit? A couple of them will be like, listen, I listen to that, stick to your music, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
So, when would you say the music actually started? So, for you to want to, like, give it a go sort of thing?
213. That's when I said to myself, yo, man, I'm gonna rap. So before that, I did rap, but it wasn't serious. Like you said, innit? When did I? Like, you get me? And that 213.
Okay.
I'd say 213 is when I said, yo, I'm on it. Bam. Dropped videos, dropped a mixtape. Bam. I was doing actually quite well at them times, you get me? Dropped the behind bars that year as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
So I was doing well that year, you get me?
You was big on that freestyle sort of market.
Yeah,
you know
do you get me? So it's like, yeah, 213.
So as far as like now when you was just getting started, like what would you how would you say your methodology was as far as how you want to attack music? Was you like so when you got started basically? None?
No method, bro. Like
Nothing.
what that beat's hard. Man's rapping what man's doing, like literally like man is just rapping man's story. So man's just hearing a beat and writing. There is no method. When it comes down to videos, even like I remember when I first started doing videos, bruv, man would just be like, yeah, here. Like, man, bruv, I swear I can't even remember. I think the director must have literally done everything. Because I don't remember doing a treatment, nothing, like, ever, you get me? Like, in the early stages, nah.
100%.
So it was just bow, go with the flow kind of thing.
So obviously, like when you first started off and you was obviously doing releasing here and there, obviously that gained traction and then people are hollering at you. They want you to come and you know obviously as you said that freestyle, the other freestyle. So
Jamal, SPTV, the what's it called? Warm up session. That's
100%. And
that's what made me know though. I can't lie. That when Jamal messaged me, because remember them times there, yeah, SPTV was #1, I think. Them times there, you get me. And Jamal was a massive part of this culture, which he still is, you get me? But when he hit me, I was like, bruv, you're hard. Come do this. I was like, I'm sitting there scratching my head, like, is my man talking to me kind of thing, you get me? That made me literally say, yo, music, I'm on music. But like just the only problem them days there, it wasn't paying. You get me? It literally wasn't paying. Like the biggest artists them days there weren't even making a bag. So it's like, unless you were doing pop in it was more them times there, like it's more, unless you're pop, you ain't making no money.
I feel you. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a fact here.
You get me?
Yeah, even like it's mad as far as how much like people would perceive like musicians get a lot of P's. You know what I mean? There, you know what I mean? Obviously, but you know that's not always the case.
Well, definitely
as you
not
grow
them
to
days
find
there.
out, like you know what I mean?
Definitely not them days there.
Exactly.
Definitely not.
All right, so like swiftly moving on now. You're part of the OJB collective, yeah. So and OJB standing for
Original Junction Boys.
Okay, Original Junction Boys. So that's basically an
Clapham
ode
Junction,
to your area of Clapham Junction. So how did that go about forming?
If I'm honest, yeah, like we grew up under a street name, yeah. So we had a street name, SUK, and it was like the police was so on this street name that they weren't letting man breathe. Like they're doing operations on the man them every 3 months when next people they're doing one every couple of years, and with the man them at one stage there was like 50 of us in jail at once, at the same time. Not like different times, all at the same time. So it's like...
What, for the same offence or what different offences?
80% of them were drug offences. So what they done was this whole test purchase officer thing, got on everyone's phones, started purchasing the drug, licked down everyone at the same time. Took out the whole ends, you get me? So it's like, when man's doing music, so cool, man started doing music. So when man's doing music, we was kind of, Clue was doing GF, big up Clue, yeah. Clue was doing Goodfellas. So Clue was the kind of guy who made man want to do music as well. Because he was around man doing music and man didn't know anyone that was doing music. Do you get me? So he was doing a Goodfellas thing. So then man was like, all right, cool, man's gonna do this Goodfellas thing and see if the feds will allow man a bit and let man proceed as music. So we done the Goodfellas thing for however long, and then Goodfellas faded apart for whatever reasons, you get me? So then man's like, bro, man's not going back to that old name. That's just gonna make the feds all on us. Couple of the man on Reaps, I think Reaps, couple of the man on the street that don't rap. But like, OJB. And then from there, man was just like, yeah, that's
so
hard.
Reaps is the one that come with the idea about the
Yeah,
name.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do believe so. Yeah, you get me?
Sick.
So he's come with the name and we're like, yeah, that's it, music. It's not a gang, so man don't want to have 50 man running around screaming OJB. Man don't want to have 100 man down that road saying, yeah, it's old. Nah, we don't want it like the past stuff. Like man trying to just do our music thing and separate. You know what, we're in the streets, it's separate here, innit? So that's what OJB is really.
I feel you. So originally it started off as like, it was a street thing, street collective, more or less, innit?
Yeah. We was a street collective. Like, the members that are OJB, we started off as a street collective, yeah.
So but obviously, you were still doing music though, even from way back then.
Yeah, but we didn't put a name to it really. You get me? Like I said, we went to the GF Goodfellas thing, and then that kind of. So we needed our own like music identity rather than coming. We've already had our street identity, and we didn't want to use the same street identity in the music industry just because of the stigma it comes with. You get me?
Absolutely,
so
absolutely. I feel like 100%.
But it's messed because it's messed. Sorry about that, but it's messed because no matter what we do, they still look at man as the same youths.
100%.
No matter if it's the friendliest name in the world. If we changed our names to the friendliest names, they don't mind. You get me?
Facts. I feel like people underestimate how heavy the police are onto certain stuff, innit? Like, bro, man. I mean, even if you look at it, they've been given a gift almost as far as online stuff, innit?
Oh, what in this generation?
I mean, from ever how the internet come about to being in existence,
it's a disco.
It is. That is what it is. The biggest 100%, bro. These men are dancing differently to this tune. Like, do you know what I mean?
Like, bruv, you're making their work zero.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I know shit I shouldn't know through internet and social media, and it's like, blood.
So what do you think like about? I'm saying like, you know, the people like who are doing all of this stuff and
who are doing it.
Who are as far as like, you know, uploading.
They don't know no
stuff,
better though.
Like you're being viewed. Like people are watching you, and it's the people that you don't want to see you that are seeing you. Do you get it?
I feel like they must not know better. Why would you do that? Like. They must not know better because you know what it is like. Every generation has something in it. Their generation just seems to be internet. Like our generation wasn't internet based. Like during like man's teens there was MSN or whatever, yeah. But that weren't man ain't doing what we're doing now.
100%.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I just feel like. They're lost, fam. Honestly, I feel like they're lost, bro. I feel like a lot of man are staging stuff for attention,
facts,
for clout, whatever it is.
Facts.
But like for some people, it works.
Yeah.
So, can you knock them?
I mean, like...
if they're saying to you, I'm doing this because I know this gains my popularity, and then when I give them my product, they're going to feed into it, and I'm going to be a millionaire. And then I'm going to stop doing this.
But what is it coming at a cost of, though? Because, you know, people do things where they put their freedom at risk.
Oh,
you get it?
Yeah,
so it's like now, obviously, with the generation today, when you man are doing whatever you're doing, you have to consider how much of a risk it is to your freedom. Because whenever you're uploading and, you know, you're publicizing whatever you're doing, know that the boys are watching, bro. The boy them are watching. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this is it should be considered more. Like, I mean, how you lot did it, it's smart, because obviously you come away from a certain connotation you lot had, changed it up, and you have a whole different.
Now it's all about proving that you're about this. You see like real man, or man that are from a maybe done road from early and fall into both generations. Yeah, they know that all of this is mental. Do you know what I'm saying? They know that you're not supposed to pattern like this. But
100%.
If you're not feeding, man, you can't tell man what to do.
That's a fact.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if man, you can give man advice. If man don't want to listen, 100%. Those who don't hear, you know what happens to them.
100%.
You get me? So I've given up, man.
Nah, I feel you.
Word, I've given up.
But for me, I just hope guidance for these, man.
I try, fam. I try all the time, innit? Don't ever get twisted like I've given up. I'm talking on this social media stuff. I always talk to man's little bros, like, but I'm talking about this social media stuff. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that you telling the web that someone's got splashed. You're telling everyone. And it's like, you're jeopardizing your freedom.
Do you know what I mean?
And worst case, you're even giving them clout.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
You get me? But
building them man up as well.
Man don't notice it.
Fact,
but they feel like they're building themselves up.
Fact.
But imagine the guy you're talking about comes out and makes a better song than you. You've blown up his whole career.
Literally.
You get me? Sneaky, fam.
Nah, I feel you.
Sneaky, bro.
100, like I said, man, guidance for them, man, there, innit? Like, hopefully, you know, they see right in their ways eventually. But so going back to OJB now, I really feel like a collective like that, like, there is a bag of man in there that are just doing mains right now. So I'm just trying to get them in what the mentality was when you lot was forming. Like, did you see even from back then that like man can do the group thing, but man can break off like individually and still go crazy? Like, do you reckon?
Nah.
Because I'm looking at it like you got a man like obviously big up Schema, big up Psycho, big up Wrecker, all the man them, and Burnout, you know what I mean? You lot, and obviously yourself, obviously,
yeah, of course,
definitely
Reeps,
don't forget to mention, do you know what I mean?
Bear, man.
You lot obviously collectively you lot are doing your thing, but individually as well, you lot are same way kind of thing, innit? So as far as the mentality back then, like when you lot got together, was you lot like, yeah, now we're about to put the game in a different kind of chokehold now? Like.
Do you know what it is? Cool. So we formed a collective name, yeah? So we formed a collective name, but we didn't think of it as like a collective in them terms. Like in the terms of every song is gonna include all of us. You know, like a collective band, like if you should say a band. We didn't go into it like that. We all kind of knew that we're just all the same people. We just put a title under it, innit? So we didn't think that. But obviously when we're in the booth and we're listening to our music, we're thinking, yeah, we're gonna come and smash it, you get me?
I mean, even like looking at some of these tunes now, like let's say a tune like Really Do Road.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Big tune.
Thanks, bro.
Crazy. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously individually now, let's say like a man like Schema's got his toe stuck. Do you know what I mean? Big out here sort of thing, innit? And more notably, I feel like it's just got to be mentioned, a man like Psycho. So he's known now on this. He's known now at Say So. A track like Demon Time.
Mental.
We know we was talking earlier about that song. I really feel like that is one of them songs.
Mental.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So obviously, when he made that, like, what was the whole mood around when he made that tune?
Blood. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, nah, this is mad. You get me? I think he might have even made it. Yeah. But I'm saying to him, bro, like, this is mad. You get me? And you know what it is? It's so natural. It's like, cool. I think the man on the block at that time, it was summer. And the man kept calling Ray Nephew, oh, your man's on Demon Time. Yeah, Demon Time, Demon Time, Demon Time, Demon Time. So the guy's gone booth and just made an anthem for the man them. I swear for the man them, like my man made a Demon Time tune, like, hey, you lot are gonna hit, like, just for some jokes, like, and man's like, no, this is hard. And then the rest is history, you get me?
Crazy. So just like that?
Literally, fam. Like, literally, like, obviously, when after he's listened to it back and he knows his reception, he's kind of like, fam, this is gonna blow. You get me?
All right, so boom. Ultimately, when obviously Psycho's made Demon Time, so he knew basically it was that song sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. From the reaction of the man, I think he kind of knew. You You get me?
100%. So I mean, yeah, bro, it's one of them songs, like I say. Like,
For a minute.
when it was going around, boy, did it do its rounds, innit? Like, you're hearing it everywhere, every rave. Man,
If
hearing
Corona went about, it would have been way bigger, man.
crazy,
Way
absolutely
bigger.
crazy. Obviously, you know, hearing it in like gyms, even outside of like musical settings, innit? Like gyms and, you know what I mean? Places like that.
Literally, you're jumping in my car, radio, power.
Got
Done well
three,
with that
four
one,
cars
man.
driving by, playing the same tune. You get it?
Come on,
Like,
going anywhere. Hey, Demon Time. Like, bro, man just Demon Time. Like, his new name is Demon Time. Now. You get me? Like, people are stopping him.
And he's not lying about the rating. Like, the Ray is literally that, man, bro, innit?
Gee,
Like,
I don't know what they was on, bro. That whole summer, the man them on my ends, they drank like so many liters of Ray. I don't even know how. They went crazy. It's so mad. I don't even think the man them drink Ray no more. It finished them that summer.
That little period there. Yeah. So obviously, naturally, when you got a big song like that, you would obviously have a remix. Do you get it? So now, I would have thought just by assumption alone, innit? Like, I would have thought, obviously, you got the remix. It would have been all the man them, all the OJB man kind of thing, innit? But I rate as far as what he did, as far as getting some of the people that he got on there. You know what I mean? Obviously, there was a spot for yourself, spot for Paper and M24, and obviously some brothers from
another country.
I mean,
Australia. Sorry.
So artistically, you man, I would say you've got your head screwed on artistically, innit? Because it's not just a thing where man could just keep it in a certain one-dimensional
That's like you said. That's what you expected. So that's what
100.
that's what a man would expect. And it's like sometimes it's like, bruv, you can't keep man in a box, fam. Like, so he's got that tune. That tune's big. Go and work with people that will make you go further. The man that might not make you go further.
Makes sense.
You get what I'm saying? So you can't just make your brethren stay in the box because you want to be in that box too. It's dead.
Makes sense.
You get me? So yeah.
I feel you still, and obviously, you was on there, wrecked your verse. I'll big you up on your verse. You know what I mean?
I had to spin it. You know what I'm saying?
And obviously the connection. Obviously, I guess it was from you bringing in Paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sharp part, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
part of slap.
And yeah, like, you know what I mean?
And obviously M's Burner's cousin. It's family. Like,
okay, it's all the
tune is literally natural. But it's man with status and with clout. So it's not like, do you get it? It was good, man.
Nah, sick. So now, obviously, talking about you specifically, you know what I mean? I mean, you're someone as well, I feel like your catalogue sort of speaks for itself at this point, you know what I mean? As far as your releases, you know what I mean? Certain tunes I just want to talk about specifically, like you got Trips on Trips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one there come out ringing, crazy.
That's probably my favourite tune. But
serious?
Yeah.
So when you made that, where was your head at as far as how you would know it would like go crazy? Like,
the maddest things, like, so the hook was how I came into a verse. So I started it how the hook is. OT settings is real. That was my verse.
Okay.
So then I've slapped it on and then I've heard it back and I'm saying, nah man, this is a hook. And just restructured the whole tune. And the beat was mad. You get me?
Crazy.
The beat was mad. So it just the beat just took me. And I write in the studio, innit? I don't write at home.
I feel you.
You can't write nowhere else. So when I'm in the studio, it just comes to me, man. You get me?
I feel you. So like, yeah, no, that's sick still. So obviously, you would spend, obviously, I would assume more of your time in the studio trying to.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, I feel you.
I can't work otherwise.
So was that your first milli, you'd say?
No,
YouTube?
It weren't. My first milli was Diamonds, I think,
Serious?
With Shams, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get to that one there because
I think that was my first milli.
That one there is like, that's like, I know, so.
Obviously the Demon Time remix, but personally, first milli was that one there.
That one, yeah. So obviously you got Beef for the Marleys as well.
Yeah.
That's on a milli as well, I can imagine, yeah. So obviously now that one, like, talk to me about that one as far as when you are making
Bro,
it.
man's had that sort of video vision for the longest.
You know what? The videos are
every Somalian has probably thought, blood, man should do that, but no one has actually done it. You get me? So it's like, bruv, everything, bruv, trust me, it's just organic. Life just works where you just have to do things naturally. You get me? So it's like, there was a whole little stage where man was just saying they got beef with Marleys. Like, bare different rappers, like, it was a fashion to say you had beef with Marleys at one little stage. I was hearing it, so I just, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to address it like that, you get me? And at the same time, make it a bit more fun. So it's not that serious. Like, you get me? Like, Beef for the Mud, it's not that serious, but let's just show you how to make fun out of it. You get me?
100%.
So I just tried. You get me?
I mean, the video itself, like, we could talk about it as far as like the visuals is concerned.
Yeah.
You know, you got the pirate, like the settings basically. You know what I mean? It's like. It's like more so an ode to like how it would be more or less back home, maybe sort of in it in certain situations.
Big up Rich Power as well, the cameraman.
Serious video.
Rich Power, the cameraman.
And also like obviously Beef for the Marleys, you could sort of take that as a sort of an entendre, I would say, innit? Because obviously that being your background, so you're basically saying, you know, Marley's like, I got us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if
even
Beef,
the lyrics, like, listen to what
100%.
I'm saying in the verses, like, trust me, it's like
Spin that Guardi.
Yeah, it's like, what are you on? Like, you don't really think you got Beef with Marley's? Like, bruv, you talk about one Marley, you'll see 15 Marleys
out the crevices.
Bam! There, and there. So I'm just letting man know, relax when you're telling people you got Beef with Marley.
That's how I took it still, yeah.
You get
like,
me? Just relax for a minute, because it's not that deep.
Nah, big up yourself, man. Like that tune there, statements, innit? Do you know what I mean? And now we're going on to my tune now. You get it? Obviously you gave it a mention just not too long ago, but Diamonds. Talk to me about that one. Obviously, big up 38 shouts.
Big up 38, man. Big up 38, man. Because at that time, he was going through whatever he was going through. And
that's a fact.
And he didn't know what to release certain things. And, you know, like, when things happen like that, I can imagine he was probably in a bad place, innit? So, but to release a song with him and it do well, that was good, man. You get me? But how it came about, so... Big up Sebs again, the producer.
Crazy.
Producer,
crazy
Sebs,
beat.
That's my guy. So he's...
Disgusting beat, bro.
He's hit me up. Like, obviously I link him. I made Asker, he done Asker beat. So there's certain things that I've been linking him, you get me? So he's hit me like, bro, what are you saying about, would you work with Freak kind of thing? And I'm like, yeah, it's no problem, innit? Like, yeah. He's like, alright, cool. Next time he's in, I'll holler you, innit, or whatever, innit? Long story short, I don't think he hollered me. So he's hit me back like, I got a tune, I think you'll slap it. And he sent me it. I'm like, yeah. So it's just got Shams's hook on it.
Okay.
It's just got the hook on it, you get me? So I'm like, yeah. Boom, gone Seb's studio and slapped it. You get me? So when man slapped it now, man's obviously had the conversation like, bro, this has to have a video. Like, it's impossible not to, you get me?
So you knew this is that song, like, from when it was
Nah, like, I'm mad, like, modest in that sense. Like, obviously I think, like, I know man's hard, innit? But it's like, I don't make songs, listen to it and be like, yeah, that's the hit or that, because I think like that's when you lose your
100 million. But I mean, once you've laid something and you're hearing it though, it's like,
this is hard, bro. Like, But I got mixed reviews with that tune before it come out, you know.
Serious. What, from your own camp or just
mixed my friends and my peers, because like obviously I wouldn't play it to anyone else, so I played it to a few man. It was 50-50. I won't lie to you. Some man was like, they wasn't sure, because remember I'm doing the auto tune thing plus the rap, and it's like it's not my lane, innit? So a couple man weren't sure, but it worked out sick, man.
I'm not gonna lie though, like as far as like what I'll say about you, like I don't think you're shy for going outside and just rapping. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna do other things, innit? Like, do you get it? And I feel like that one, it might have been a bit of a risk, but no risk, no reward, bro. And like for me, that is
slapped,
come on, bro. Like,
and I was happy with it, and that's the main thing. When I'm happy with something and I feel like, I slapped this, man can't tell me any different kind of thing, innit? I hear your opinion, but if I know I slapped something, you ain't taking me off that thought process, you get me?
Nah, big up you, bro. I mean, crazy catalogue, you know, very, especially recently, a lot of releases, and they've been doing well, bro, innit?
Thanks, bro, man. That's why I've just literally been, since last time I got released from prison, that's just been my angle, man. It's like, let me just channel it into music, man, you get me?
100%.
So I've released quite a bit, features quite a bit, I've released quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, taking yourself to different heights, innit? Like, you know what I mean?
You gotta release,
fully there.
There's two ways to do it, innit? Well, there's a lot of ways to do music, innit? There's hella ways, but there's either the consistent route, or there's the one where you drop something that's mad and you don't have to be too consistent. You get me? So I just felt like taking the consistent route, man, rather than searching for a banger that's going to give you 3 months to hold.
And you've achieved it, bro, if you ask me. Like, you've definitely hella consistent, bro.
I ain't stopped anyway, so, you know.
You ain't,
get me? So I ain't stopped yet, so.
Nah, big up you, my bro. Big up you, 100%. So obviously we briefly touched on it, but obviously, you know, as far as your background, obviously you have a Somali background.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And if we consider the diaspora, as far as Somali, obviously Somalia has been going through a lot of madnesses for a while now. Do you know what I mean? It displaced mad amounts of people. So now you've got Somalis, so many sides of the world. Do you know what I mean? So now obviously we have you, a very successful sort of guy that's doing music.
Yeah.
So how would you say you've been received by, like, you know, like, because, you know, obviously Somalia is where it's a big community.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Wherever it's at. So
yeah.
how would you say you've been received by, you know what I mean?
By my people?
Yeah.
Very well, man.
Yeah.
Like, early stages, obviously I was the only one doing it, really. Early stage for a long time, I was the only one doing it. So I had a lot of support. You get me? But I would say, since coming out, I don't know what's happened, but there's just a lot more Somalians, bro. So the support just seems like it's way more now.
I feel you.
You get me? But I've always been supported, man. I can't lie to you. They always show my support. Obviously, just like any ethnicity, anyone, yeah, they're gonna be
Gravitate
people.
to their people more,
and there's gonna be people who don't. There's gonna be people who are just bitter in life. You get me? So you do get them in it, but majority wise, man's people rock.
So if we're talking like location wise, like as far as other countries outside of the UK, like where else are you getting love from? Would you
know, like obviously predominantly, see, Somalia's got a big like following in like Europe, like so like Sweden, there's bare Swedish that shout, man. Amsterdam, bare Amsterdam, Norway, even like Norway, Germany, Canada. Canada's got loads of Somalians 100%. Too. So you got Canada, Sweden, Norway, and Amsterdam. I'd say mainly them four.
I feel you.
Mainly them four, but like the Scandinavian area, I haven't even been yet though. I'm gonna go though because I heard it's decent out there. You get me? But yeah.
What, on the shows kind of thing?
Yeah, the shows thing, and just to see what it's like over there, man.
I feel you.
You get me? Just to see how they live over there, innit? And just see why there's so much Somalians over there. It's a bit weird. Like, it's a bit like, for me, not weird, but it's a bit, why are they all in these countries? Like, do you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't associate yourself naturally with these countries being Somalian.
Do you know what's mad? It bugs me out as well, like realizing that Somalis are in a certain area of the world. Like for me, like Australia being one, innit? Like, obviously, it might not sound as mad, but like, I mean, Australia, like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of spun man a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
it spins, man, but it's like, it shouldn't, innit?
It shouldn't,
but it does,
absolutely.
But it does, though, yeah, 100%. It's madness.
Nah, big up the man.
Big up the man.
100%. So now, obviously, as I said even earlier, like, you're someone, you've been doing, like, racking up mileage as far as your numbers, you know what I mean? I would say you're a very prominent figure as far as drill is concerned, innit?
I wouldn't put myself in drill category though.
No?
Nah.
So what would you say?
Because
like, overall artist, like,
just a rapper, innit? Like, see, like, just make music, innit? I just rap. Like, I could rap on a drill beat. I could rap on a fucking Afro beats beat. I could rap on a Jamaican, a Yardie beat. Whatever it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, nah, I would never say drill. I would never say that.
I feel you. I mean,
and I personally don't like drill enough to say I'm a drill artist.
I feel you.
You get me?
Okay. I mean, even me asking that, but me even thinking about it, like, you're probably right still.
Yeah,
like,
I
mean,
man.
It like the music, like,
I can spin, man, on drill. Like, it's not a problem. It's just the beat type, but I wouldn't tag myself to that.
I mean, for me, it's like I more so listen to the beat, and you know what I mean. When it's sounding drilly, then I might just box it like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I feel you as well. No, you're right.
And it's just what it is at this present moment. Rap, drill, it's a thin line. So it's like, some people will just say rap. Some people just call you a rapper. Some people will just generalize and just call everyone a drill artist. Do you know what I mean? But they probably just mean a rapper.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. Makes sense. Yeah.
They just think now it's called a drill artist. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. So like what? So as far as, obviously, like, we can't deny, as far as drill having its prominence in the city, like, drill is probably like the go-to music, like, right now, hip-hop wise anyway, you get it. So what would you say, like, do you have an opinion on drill as far as like how it's surfacing, sort of thing?
I like it to an extent. Like you said, that when it comes to people just disclosing evidence on beats, I don't respect that. You get me? I don't.
I mean,
you can, like, rapping is your life. Rapping is entertainment also, but rapping about your life. Rapping about your life is cool, yeah? But you don't literally put exact details in your life that you have exactly done at what time. But you can rap about experiences. I don't believe that is sort of self-snitching. But when you start telling man this, that, location, time, area, and who's done what
man's wearing and
you're giving evidence.
100%.
Because I could metaphorically, I could be speaking like, yo, rapping and saying, insinuating that I sell drugs, yeah? Insinuating that I sell drugs. But you couldn't come and arrest me for, oh, you sell drugs.
I feel you.
You get me? It might make them onto you, but then again, that is what it is. You get me? But when you start telling man, bro, it's a case, fam.
100%.
You get me? So I don't like that draw. I don't like that draw.
I mean, that's pretty much a lot of it, though, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I don't like that draw. That's what I'm saying. I don't like drill enough like that. You get me? But no, some next man, they do that. They rap on drill beats, but they won't tell you that they ching this guy or their friend. Bro, man are even getting their friends nicked, fam.
100%.
Bro,
it's happening.
Man's not even rapping. My man that don't even rap, I know about all his works. He don't even rap though.
Bro.
But all his brethren are gonna get him 30 years in jail.
Bro.
You get me?
Bro.
Because he's their top shooter.
100%.
The fuck, man? You know, crazy out here, man. It's madness, fam.
I mean, like, even going back to a generation thing, innit? Like, what man are into now is a bit, it's fair to say it's a bit of a mad thing.
Fam, it's weird.
What man are into now, innit? Like,
weird, fam.
It's not enough the fact that you have this information about man them from round your way. This information has to be publicized, like, for some reason. And obviously the music is a way of doing it. And this is not man like trying to come at Joe or nothing like that. I'm just saying, innit? Like, there's a way to do things, innit? I think it's fair to say, innit? You know what I mean?
Joe didn't need to be like that.
It didn't.
People just took it that way.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's gaining its prominence, as I said, innit? Like, when we're looking at, like, the main cities, like, London is up there, apparently, because, you know, you got your New Yorks, your Chicagos, and they say London too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So man at least got to get behind and obviously big up the city, bro. You know what I mean? But obviously...
the right drill, yeah.
The right one, yeah.
You get me? 100%. Obviously, some of these Americans do it too, obviously, innit? But I don't...
even in a mad way, yeah. So again, just to stay on the topic of drill, like, as far as you being an artist, yeah, and obviously, you know, your background is, you know, you come up very serious, you know what I mean? Like, you've been through certain stuff, you know, you had certain experiences, so you're not unaware about what man are talking about when they're doing all of this drill thing, mashing, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as far as your opinion, yeah, where would you say that the line has to be drawn? Because now we're looking at...
Like I said, when you start stating evidence.
Like, even going further to say, like, man are dissing man that have died, man are mocking man that are going to jail. Like, where are we drawing the line here, would you say?
Dead, all dead.
Yeah.
But the current state of the streets, forget music, there's no morals, fam.
No honor amongst thieves.
Bro, there's not, like, how do you expect someone to draw the line in music when man don't draw the line on the streets? It's impossible.
Great point, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got man, I don't even need to go into too much detail. Everyone knows that you could have a man snitching tomorrow on the block a week later. And it's like, right, he didn't snitch on me. How do you know he snitched? Or that paperwork's a bit dodgy though. But imagine if you was in his position though. Like, brother, there's so much weird stuff that, forget even snitches, that, bro, back in the day, not even back in the day, like, before this social media era, yeah, blood, you could not make music without being someone, without doing something.
I remember.
You couldn't even speak on your block.
It's a fact.
Because there wasn't none of this false facade that 3,000 people like your pictures, so you must be popular on the ends. Nah.
Man, are getting behind.
You had the spoilt youths. Yeah. You had the spoilt youths that had a bit of popularity because they were spoilt. But when it came down to the real stuff, no. You'd see their colours and they would either get dropped out or they're the spoilt kid that's on stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So it's like, now, bruv, any Tom, Dick and Harry put on a belly, yo, ching my man in West.
It's so mad that you say that, because it's like, do you know what I mean? And it's like man are from certain areas or whatever, and man think it's okay to get behind some sneaky guy as long as, like, this guy is bringing in some type of views. Yeah,
but fam, imagine, blood, a lot of these youths are the first street youths from their ends. Because, bro, I'll be real with you, fam.
Yeah.
Bury these ends that, my man's rapping from. When man was on the streets, Bro, these ends weren't, there was no gangsters on these ends, fam. Like, you lot are the first breed of gangsters on your ends. No, it's real talk. I'm not even capping. Like, bro, there's so much ends. They're not known. Their blocks weren't known until these youths come out. So it's like, oh, where's my man from? Oh, he's from there. Then their ends gets put on, and then their whole hood starts getting behind them. But they've never really done nothing. It's just because they're the first set. It's just how it goes. It's a bit mad, it's mad, bro. And then they'll force beef with their neighbors. They'll either be close to them, or they'll force the beef. It's one or the other. Or they'll be friends until they beef.
Force the beef. That's interesting.
Yeah, if a man's down the road, oh, remember my man that we had problems with in secondary school? Man's on him. They'll see him. Once someone chings him,
it's on.
That ends beefing that ends, then they're on YouTube. Next minute, yeah, I done that to my man. Fuck that block. Bro, it's a weird, fam.
Weirdness.
Weird.
All the way.
But it's like, it's gone so far, you cannot change it. I'm telling you, there's no real nigga that can come and change all of this. It's impossible. It's gone. It's somewhere else now. You get me? So you just have to just do you and just keep it real to what you know and just.
I feel like what you just said right now is like almost like a starter kit to being an artist now.
Come on, fam.
You get me? You see, when you do all the limiting there, now you can go and record a song and just talk about activity.
You've even got big G's.
That's a fact.
Bad influence big G's.
That's a fact.
Looking at their young bucks. Hey, blood, I'm going to manage you, yeah? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pay for your video, I'm going to put you in a belly, I'm going to buy you this drip, talk the most smack.
Come like it's Halloween or something.
Blood, you've just made this youth the hottest to you on the block.
Everyone's onto him.
But you're just trying to eat your peas. It's fucked out here, man. Because music is generating dumb peas now, innit? It's like, man are leaving the track for this shit. So it's like, because music's making so much peas, it's different now. Man are getting used. Man are getting this, man. See, back in the days, no one was making no money like that. No one really making no money like that. Pre, what? 2017, 18, I think. No? When streaming and that really started kicking in. When did UK artists, like apart from like the Tiny Tempers and the pop stars, when did UK artists really, like, the man that you bump on the road, link on the road, start making more P than the trappers? Like, if you get what I'm saying.
I would say, like, maybe, I think Skepta is someone that took it to a whole new level.
He crossed over, kind of.
Yeah.
So you could say Skepta, but what year did you reckon he started mashing real money?
Yeah, like you said, like 017, 060, yeah.
017.
Yeah.
That was the early stages for some people.
100%.
But it's only probably like 18, 19, where a lot of men are making good money. Then 20, bare man are making good money. Right. 21, man are rich. 22, we're here, innit? You get me? So it's like, them days there, man weren't rapping to go and get no money. Man was just rapping because you were the youth on the block that could rap. It was hard. And you must have had some sort of status about you to rap.
100 million.
Trust me, bro. Had to. Even if you put in work time ago, yeah, that's how you could start your career. You get me? And then if you didn't put in work for a certain amount of time, or you wasn't that guy for a certain amount of time, your rap career would go downhill. Naturally. Fully. You'll be spitting on the block, and man will be talking over you and shit. Yeah, blood. It's real life, blood. Real life, man.
Real shit.
You get me?
So obviously, just to conclude that chapter, like, you know, there's that old saying, I mean, as far as what we knew coming up, I would say, innit, like, the streets and the music, there's got to be some degree of separation between the two.
There isn't.
Fast forward to where we are now. The way they're intertwined, it's like some Siamese twin kind of thing.
Like I said to you, man, know shit about the streets. I shouldn't know, fam. How do I know that this guy done that to that guy? Why do I know? Because I've gone on the internet and there's a page or Skore City or a festival that's reported it. Do you get me?
I feel you. So you obviously you're an official guy, you know what I mean? You're from where you're from, you know what I mean? It's like where would you, like someone being from the streets, where do you draw the line as far as you doing your music? Like how do you keep the two separated, like would you say?
Streets to the streets, music's the music, innit? Like I don't mix the streets with my music because I don't do that stuff, innit? Where I don't mention any person I don't like. I don't even like saying ops. Any person I don't like, I don't mention their name. I don't think I might have mentioned the area once, but I'm not even on all of that. So that's just not, you know what I'm saying? That's just not there for me. It's like,
They don't do it for you, basically.
nah, bro. Yeah. It's just like, whatever kind of thing, innit?
Sick. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think you are. Like, I don't think you've done that kind of thing.
Nah, brother.
That's one thing I can appreciate about you, at least. And it's like, bro, it's a music thing, innit?
Yeah, it's like, bro, man's rapping man's life. Like, man's rapping about, like, I like to rap about shit that man's actually gone through and shit that's going on, and like,
and
I don't need to in detail who, when, what, but man can articulate. That's why man make music. You get me? So man will articulate in a way where man's just taking you on a journey of what man's life is, man's story. Most rappers, yeah, man can say it's entertainment, but most rappers tell their story, innit?
Facts.
You get me?
Facts. And it's more of an ability thing as well.
Yeah, it's like, art, innit?
Yeah, man showing that, yo, man's actually, man does
art,
this. Like,
but now it's not.
Yeah.
The drill took that out of it. It took that essence out of it because, bro, the bars, if you break down the general bars of not all drill artists, but certain drill artists, it's ridiculous, fam.
Crazy.
It's not art. It is an art because obviously it does sound good, innit?
It's definitely art, but
it is an art. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but I'm trying to stop the man then from getting stupid birds, bro. Innit? Like, man's trying to. We need to kind of stop like police coming through and just stunning off a young man who's got his whole life ahead of him, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
But the only way they'll learn is by the police probably fully like locking it down.
I mean, they tried, but I mean, they freedom of speech, innit? Yeah, freedom of speech, bro. Obviously, man can say what they want to say, but you know, it's like
now they'll legally, just do everything's blurred out. A man will spit a 16 to you, bruv. And man are going crazy, you know. I'm seeing the youths going, "Hey, did you hear that, brother?" He spat 4 words. The rest was blurred out. And man's telling me, fam, my man's on smoke. Looking at man like, brother, the guy did not even, bro.
No.
Could go on for that. You get me? Like, bruv, it's ridiculous out here, bro.
Nah, you're not wrong either.
It is ridiculous out here. Man are going bling, 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 bling. Oh, did you hear what he said, fam? Oh, yeah, he's talking about my man, can't you tell that? Huh? How do you know? Like, bro.
Yo, these man must have heard the uncensored version.
Bro, and then the worst thing is, you go into the YouTube comments of a man's video that does all them blurrings, yeah? There's a man saying everything that, yeah, I'm gonna take out the blurs, this is what he said. This, bro,
no way.
It's the biggest peakness I've ever seen that people are happy with doing.
It's crazy.
It's the biggest peakness I've seen, cuz. You get me,
I'm
bro?
just saying for the youth then, bro, like the boy that was watching, bro, innit? Like, so, you get me?
Stay safe.
Stay safe, bro. All right, going back to yourself now, like me being a big consumer, you know what I mean? I fucked with your shit all the way.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Very consistent releases that are doing well, innit? Like, you don't even need me to say, like, you can see what they're doing. But you're someone who's never actually released a full-length like project.
Yeah.
Is there any reason for that, bro?
Prison and where my mind's been at. You get me? So, like I said, I'm not making money off music pre-217. 217's when I went away for 2.5, came out for 2 weeks and went back away for 6 months. So, I didn't experience nothing. I didn't experience this whole time where everyone's making their money. I was in jail, bro. You get me? I was just in jail, blood.
So, like, obviously, from when you was doing music, obviously it's doing well as far as you feeding the streets, you know what I mean? It never occurred to you to be like, you know what? Man can, obviously, man's prominent now. Like, I know I've got a few relationships here and there. I can get someone to feature, rare tear. Like, it never occurred to you to be like, you know what? Man can just put something out, like, you know what I mean? A little something. Yeah. As opposed to just the single releases, like.
Yeah. So I've been out 2 years now. So the first 6 months, I was kind of just taking it easy, thinking I wasn't too focused on that specific music stuff, because you know how it goes. I just come out, come back in, come back out. I need to just rewire my shit, you know what I'm saying? So I started releasing, and then obviously I've always recorded music and just always just picked my favorite songs and just shoot them, and then the other ones I just listen to. So I was gonna do a tape, Corona kind of hit. I felt like we was in a limbo. I felt like the demand wasn't as big as I wanted. Might have been wrong. But
I mean, you want to ask me, my bro?
I might have been wrong,
we're
you get
fucking
me?
with your shit. So
But
we're
I might have been
thinking, like,
wrong, you get me? Like,
yeah.
but yeah, it's coming, innit? That's all I can say. It's
Yeah.
coming, man. Literally.
Okay, so now
coming.
you've had a bit of a change of heart.
It's coming,
Yeah.
like, it's coming. Like, big up Potter as well, man. Their man there's
Big up
always
Potter.
telling me, listen, bruv, he's been on to me for probably 2 years to power tape. You get me? So, yeah, man. It's a tape thing right now, man.
So what, you're locked in now, trying to get that thing right, basically.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get it released summertime, just before summer. Hopefully, yeah. Drop some singles, couple features. We're good to go.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, by all means, my bro, because obviously,
I got
like,
you, man. I got you. Because like you said, body of work time, man.
Do you know
It's
what I
literally
mean?
singles. Singles, I've got ticks on the singles, and I need a tick on a body of work time.
That's a fact. And obviously, if you was reflecting, like you've already done all of what you could have done without a project. So now that's the only thing
true.
left to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
true. I need to get
you've amassed so much kind of like recognition, so much success off of your own releases.
Yeah.
Singles, like singles game, like yeah, you got the belt for that right now. You get it?
I know
But
what
it's
you mean.
like now, obviously, it's probably project time.
I know what you mean, and sometimes I do look at other artists and I think, fam, they've released 2 tapes. Why the hell haven't I released a tape? You get me? So
Facts.
I am, man. Trust me.
100%.
A lot of it is hard though, man. Like a lot of it's hard being independent. You get me? A lot of it's very hard, man. But man, just make it work.
Yeah, and obviously it's just you basically. No management,
Bro,
nothing. Just you.
Literally, me and a couple of my bros.
Nah, salute
Like,
to
asking for
you,
their advice,
bro.
but
Salute, bro.
literally every decision is made by me.
Salute, bro.
Yeah,
like you're wearing about 10, 11 different hats right now.
Bro, 15 probably. Yeah, literally.
Nah, salute to you, bro. Like, bro, that's not easy.
It's not, you get me, down to emails, everything.
Nah, big up yourself, man. For real. And I would like to say, just to sort of cap things off, would you say that you are a reflective? I know earlier on you mentioned about you don't dwell on nothing, but how about reflecting and looking back? Like, because I think it's fair to say what you've been through as far as, you know, all the times you got birded off, you know what I mean, getting recalled as well, that's, you know what I mean, that's crazy. After what, a couple of weeks you said?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, bro, from being on road, like you land home and then boom, obviously a recall thing. You've been through a lot, bro. Like, do you ever look back and just think, you know?
Yeah, I do. I can't lie to you.
It could have been a lot worse, though.
Jail's probably where you look back the most, innit?
Yeah.
So in jail, you do reflect 100 million, innit? On road, I kind of try and channel. So think too much. Forget that. Let me go and do something. You get me? I don't really try and think. You know what I'm saying? But when I do reflect, shit's been mad, man. It's been a mad journey. You get
I
me?
mean, I'm saying it from an angle where, bro, like as far as where you are now, like you're doing mains right now, innit? But it could have been a lot worse had you not got your mind right, innit? So is there something like as far as are you a reassuring person when it comes to yourself? Just that, yo, as from where man came from.
Yeah. So this frame of mind that man's in now, yeah, that I reassure myself and I say to myself, you're doing the right thing, kind of thing. You're going about things the right way, like, you get me? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely more recent than before, because before man just involved in anything. So the reflection part only happens when you get bagged in it, really. You get me? So that recall is the reflection in one. Because I'd never been out for 2 weeks. Like I said to you, it's always a year, 2 years, 3 years. You get me? 2 weeks to go back after 2.5.
Crazy.
And it's for something that you are super innocent for. You get me? That can break someone.
100%.
You get me? So
hey man, credit to your character, innit? So you took that on the chin, sat down for what you had to sit down for that period. And boy, you know what I mean?
You get me?
Salute to you.
You get me?
But yeah, my brother, Skore, much love, much success to you, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Doing your thing and eagerly anticipating the project, bro.
Man, it's coming, man.
So yeah, obviously when it's there, you know what I mean? Happy days and that. But bro, much love to you, man. Appreciate your time today.
Come on.
And much success to you, my bro.
Thank you, my broski, man.
Love.
You don't know.